Matt, you want a contender for Fight of the Night on this UFC 249 card coming at us May 9th from the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. It is this fight at 145 pounds between Jeremy Stephens and Calvin Kattar. These guys, records might be deceiving. I mean, Jeremy Stephens debuted in the UFC 10 years before Calvin Kattar did. He debuted in 2007, and he's 15-16. But of those 16 losses, those are to some of the best guys in different divisions.
I was
155
to the best guys ever.
or 145. And for Calvin Kattar, 4-2 since he's come into the UFC. But the two losses are to some pretty good guys. I mean, Zabit Magomedsharipov in his last time out, and Renato Moicano in a fight that wasn't overly close. But I just want to say this. If you want to find a striker's paradise, this is the fight. You have some of the most technical and crisp boxing out of two different fighters coming into the octagon that you will hardly ever see in a UFC matchup. I can hardly contain my excitement for this fight. What can you tell us about this one?
I think it's a really interesting fight, and I think a lot of people are siding with Calvin Kattar, and it makes a ton of sense. I'm going to go a little bit the other way. I think Jeremy Stephens is going to snap his losing streak, and I know I'm saying this early in the video because I do kind of have to defend that statement. Jeremy Stephens kind of does all the things that Calvin Kattar struggles with. Calvin Kattar is very hittable. We've seen that before. He does have really good boxing. His defensive boxing is not great. His head movement isn't the best. He's not a guy... He does roll with shots, don't get me wrong. It's like he's eating them full power, like he's Chris Weidman, but... he can roll with it, and he's a really good striker. He doesn't check leg kicks at all. And I know in the Ricardo Lamas fight, it was really interesting as Lamas went for a few of them, and Calvin Kattar sort of figured out a way to at least move his leg out of the way, and he was conscious of the fact that fighters are going to start targeting it. That's cute and all. Ricardo Lamas needs a bunch of those kicks to really make it, hammer his point home. Jeremy Stephens needs one, and then he's going to keep on doing it over and over and over again. And what we saw in that fight from Calvin Kattar, or in the Moicano fight, was once his lead leg was gone, all that crisp boxing kind of goes out the window because you can't push off anymore. So your jab's gone, and you don't even have a power right hand. And I just think that since Calvin Kattar relies on those tools so much, that if Jeremy Stephens is able to take even one of those away for any period of the fight, Stephens will be able to gain some momentum. And I don't know if Calvin Kattar's the fighter who can stop Jeremy Stephens from continuing to gain on him.
And I mean, in terms of this fight, technically, for Jeremy Stephens to get a win, he's going to have to try and close the gap, get in close, land some body shots, land some nice leg kicks as well to set things up. For Calvin Kattar, you can certainly work from distance. And I know one of those things that was floating around on Reddit, and I actually had the chance to be there live for the fight at UFC 220, when Calvin Kattar fought Shane Burgos. It was the fact that Shane Burgos had a lot of success with the body shots before Kattar was able to set up from distance, land those nice technical crisp shots, and get in there and get the finish. And it was a wild finish for him. I could certainly see a path for victory similar to that in this fight against Jeremy Stephens. Now, in terms of the odds, Matt, Calvin Kattar actually coming in as a -240 favorite with Jeremy Stephens sitting at a +200. Of course, Stephens in his last 4 fights, 3 losses, and then the weird no contest against Yair Rodriguez in Mexico City.
Yeah.
For Calvin Kattar, yes, he lost that fight to Zabit Magomedsharipov. Getting closer to the end of the fight, he was starting to have...
I thought Jeremy Stephens beat Zabit is the thing. Like, he lost a split decision to him.
And Jeremy Stephens beat Zabit.
Yeah, in their fight, he lost a split decision, in which you could honestly say he won the last 2 rounds. That's all.
I don't know. I mean, realistically...
That's all. It's just, when you look at similar opponents that these guys have had, Jeremy Stephens might lose to these guys, but he's always going to have at least a few moments where he really excels. Calvin Kattar can just get blown out. Calvin Kattar in that Renato Moicano fight, he needs to build momentum, and then he starts to really, let go of his combinations. Jeremy Stephens doesn't need that momentum. He can just go in and it's just 1, 1, 1. He doesn't need a rhythm. He doesn't need to set many things up. He just needs the one strike. And normally, I always bet against those types of people, but just in this matchup, I think it's going to be a hard one for Calvin Kattar. That's all.
Matt going to go with Jeremy Stephens in this one. I am going to go, of course, with Boston Strong, Calvin Kattar. I think he's going to be able to get it done. And Matt's saying wicked fight because, listen, awesome. Matt's not taking Boston's own. I am, but you're not going to want to miss the rest of our predictions for UFC 249. 2 minutes for the main card, 2 minutes for the prelim, 5 minutes for our co-main and main event for the titles. With Fight Night picks, we always say, Matt, let's get into it.